now Katana's down on Earth. Now Katana's in the present. Our future.
Hey Trev, get in here.
What's going on? Something wrong with the footage?
I don't know. It's kind of spooky.
Great Caesars! Ghost! What's wrong with our footage?
Having trouble with your Highlander 2 review?
Did we film this?
You didn't film it. We did.
So you filmed it and placed it in our editing timeline?
No, this is happening in real time. It's very technical. There's interdimensional things and different devices that... Look, we don't have time to tell you about it.
Fine, so what's the deal?
We are Evil Jake and Trev review nothing.
Oh shit, it's evil versions of us.
No, this is Evil Jake and Trev review nothing. This is the opposite dimension, and Trev is so neutral that I'm still just as neutral. But oppositely. He still does evil stuff. Yeah. I kind of feel bad about it sometimes.
Aww.
Yeah.
So it's Evil Jake and Trev review nothing? And it's the opposite universe, so does that mean you review everything?
What? No! This is the opposite dimension, not opposite day. Yeah, this isn't middle school where we're not all wearing our pants backwards. We're not crisscross. We're not here to make you jump. But we are here to destroy your review of Highlander 2!
We can just reshoot it.
Yeah, it's not really a big deal.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be if we hadn't kidnapped Josh to the opposite dimension. I kind of still feel bad about that, though.
Aww.
Yeah. Show some solidarity! Oh!
Wait, do you mean not kidnapped him from the opposite dimension?
I thought we covered this. We have him. He's here in the opposite dimension.
Oh. That means he's safe in our dimension.
No, you don't have him. We have him. You are totally fucked. Jake and Trev out. Wait, you want to end on that one? Well, I mean, I'm not married to it or anything. Well, let's try to go. Wait, no!
Oh, now what?
Oh, the situation's pretty dire. Like a bunch of movies coming out this year.
Welcome to Jake and Trev Review Everything.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Trev. And this week, like last week, we were supposed to bring you a Highlander 2 review. However, some dicks kept us from doing it.
So instead, we're going to review some trailers for some up-and-coming movies coming out. And one theme that we did notice was that a lot of the movies have kind of a dark and gritty and down-and-out kind of feel to them. So we're going to go into that while we review these. We're going to do short reviews of each trailer and tell you what we think about it. Evil Dead is a remake directed by Fede Alvarez and not actually Sam Raimi. It has to do with kids that go out into a cabin and find an evil book. And then some people get possessed and it's super scary and there's a turkey saw with which to cut one's arm off if it were to get infected with evil.
Right. I think this new movie once again shows the old trope that you kids cannot resist an evil book in the woods and will read from it no matter how evil it clearly looks.
Leave this book alone.
For Evil Dead, I'm kind of excited to see something new, new vision of it. I've seen of course, the original, the sequel, Army of Darkness. They're a whole lot of fun. Bruce Campbell brings something you can't really properly measure.
When the world needed a hero,
This one of us is about to die!
what it got was him.
Groovy. You know your shoelace is untied.
I wonder whether or not the gender switch dynamic that they're doing with this, because Ash is apparently a girl this time.
I'm totally cool with that. I'm excited to see it. The Red Band trailer, which we're not showing here, has a lot more gore and blood and tongue splitting. So it's pretty cool. Also, I'm kind of confused as to why they brought Tree McRapey back.
If they're switching genders, shouldn't it be Ash's brother who gets raped by the tree?
It's in here with us now.
Justin Lin, Chris Morgan, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and The Rock are all back, still searching for the golden ratio of fastness to furiousness.
See, if I didn't already know about this genre of movie, and I didn't already know that there were cars that were fast and also furious, I would think that this would be kind of cool. I mean, they drag a plane down with a car.
Well, in previous Fast and Furious adventures, I understand they competed with other gangs and other racers and police and so forth. In this one, they seem to be dealing with trained military people, which is kind of about as grim as it could really get for a bunch of, Fast and Furious racers.
I need your help, Dom. I need your team.
If you like these movies, that's great, and
If you like titties, there's titties.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's cars.
If
they haven't combined titties with cars yet.
Well, I think that's what they need for 7, I think.
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, written by David S. Goyer, being overseen by Christopher Nolan. These are all things that stack the deck in this movie's favor.
So much is riding on the Man of Steel. The whole Justice League lineup that they're going to hope to do to DC, Marvel, it's a big competition, and Marvel's already far, far out of the gate, and if they don't start playing catch-up, they're going to lose the war.
Unless Marvel F's it up with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a gamble.
This also fits in with our dark and dim movies coming out this year, because everything about this trailer is gritty. There are also a few things that piss me off about this trailer. The fact that we're seeing a Superman origin again. Trev, to be honest, I don't remember anything about how Superman... Who is Superman? Is he a man? Is he just super?
I think the emphasis is on super less than the man.
Well, where does he come from?
I have no idea.
Like, how was he raised? Like, how did he become Superman?
He saw what Clark did.
You have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do?
I mean, I think this is a really, really big gamble for Warner Brothers to put so much on a tertiary character like Superman.
I know.
Maybe.
Just tell us a Superman story. Everybody, literally everybody, knows the setup to Superman.
Nobody gives a shit about Zod.
Oh my god.
No one cares. No one cares. He's from Krypton too. That's the only thing that they try to do with... Oh, because he's got powers like Superman. No, I don't care.
No.
Give me Doomsday. Give me Brainiac. Give me anybody.
Metallo. Parasite. No, this guy can't even hold a candle to Terrence Stamp. I'm just gonna say I haven't seen the movie. They show very little of him, but Terrence Stamp is the fucking man, and nobody's going to beat him as Zod, so I don't know why anyone's even trying.
Kneel before Zod!
Yeah, fuck Zod. Fuck Zod.
Fuck Zod.
Fuck Zod.
The United States of America doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
Who said anything about negotiating?
Well, apparently 9/11 superstition is dead. A movie like this would not have been made 10 years ago. Now, here we have another president in danger in Washington, D.C., all kinds of things that people are. I know the White House. I know the Washington Monument. That stuff can't get exploded. And it seems rather familiar.
Get off my plane.
Basically, the story is Gerard Butler is a former Secret Service agent who quits because he kills the president's wife. And then he has to save the president from some terrorists and take over the White House.
If you attempt to retake this building, I will execute your commander-in-chief.
And then Morgan Freeman becomes the president by proxy because he's the Speaker of the House.
Mr. Speaker, you are the acting president.
Which is kind of cool. But this whole storyline reeks of Air Force One, and if it were Christmas, it would reek of Die Hard.
We have contact from inside the White House.
Identify yourself.
He is ex-Special Forces.
And we trust him. I'm the best hope you've got.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
It's very dark. It's a very dark, gritty.
And grim and gritty definitely works for director Anton Fuqua. Previously, he's provided Training Day for us.
I love Training Day.
You know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake.
Iron Man 3.
I'm excited.
I'm pretty excited.
Just good old-fashioned revenge.
There are so many things going on in this trailer, it's kind of crazy. One thing is Extremis armor, and if you don't know what Extremis armor is, here's a little spoilery stuff that will probably show up in the movie, but if you know about comic books, you probably already know about it, so spoiler. But Extremis armor is something that Tony Stark created. It was an armor that had a mind of its own, and it was also connected to him with like nanobots in his blood and stuff. And it developed its own personality and things, and it became jealous of everyone that wasn't Tony Stark being around Tony Stark. We get a quick shot in this trailer of his armor without him in it, grabbing Pepper Potts while they're in bed. Guy Pearce, they haven't really showed much about him.
You see how the room full of guys being situated in the trailer, and I think those were all people who are going to be suiting up against Iron Man.
We do need backup. That's your department. Here's my boys.
Mandarin is pretty much the primary villain of Iron Man. He's probably the most infamous in the many years of Iron Man history. And there's been some subtle nods in the film series up to this point. The 10 Rings, the terrorist outfit that was...
that kidnapped Tony Stark in the first movie.
Yeah, the 10 Rings is of course an allusion to Mandarin's 10 Rings of Power. They're pretty fantastic rings, I'll say that. And it's in good hands. Director Shane Black has pretty good repartee with Robert Downey Jr., as evidenced in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, by the way, this thing, single gayest thing you've ever done.
A very underrated film, in my opinion.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
Hey, that looks an awful lot like Robot Jox.
I'm gonna get in this thing, and I'm gonna kick your...
But seriously, folks, this one's one to get excited about. Director Guillermo del Toro is bringing it to us. He's a very visually dynamic director, which is exactly what you need when you're covering this sort of material. Writer Drew Pearce is involved in this one, as well as Iron Man 3, so he's really showing off his writing chops this year.
But it came from deep beneath the sea, a portal between dimensions in the Pacific Ocean.
And from the looks of it, GLaDOS from Portal was in this movie as well, oddly enough.
Initiating launch operations. Gypsy danger. 2 pilots engaged in neural bridge.
I wonder if there'll be cake this time. Sorry.
Drew Pearce is also writing Godzilla 2014, so...
He knows his thing about giant monsters and robots, apparently.
G.I. Joe Retaliation was a movie that should have been released last year, and it stars Dubstep White Stripes and a I'll take anything at this point part of his career, Bruce Willis.
There is one man.
Yeah, as well as The Rock, he's seeing some major play this summer as well. Playing Roadblock, one of the few characters that were major in the original cartoon series that they hadn't plundered for the first movie. But I wonder if he's going to rhyme like the original Roadblock. This movie was delayed for a reason, and it ain't no lie. The competition in the theaters would have ate it alive.
G.I. Joe! Last summer, we had The Dark Knight Rises, we had the new Spider-Man, there was Avengers, there was Magic Mike. In fact, that's part of the reason why this movie got delayed an entire year, was so that there could be more Channing Tatum.
Even though originally it was placed under the guise of additional 3D rendering and effects.
It's like when young starlets go into the hospital for a cold and come out with bigger tits.
It definitely continues the trend that we were talking about. This is G.I. Joe, The Empire Strikes Back, Cobra Strikes Back. It's sort of as dire as it can get.
On my orders, the G.I. Joes were terminated with extreme prejudice.
They say pretty much right away that
they're all dead.
So I don't know how you get much more dire than that.
So kids, throw all your G.I. Joe action figures away because they're all dead. And buy all new ones, including Bruce Willis action figure, now with witty old man quips.
My cholesterol's a little high.
Aliens have invaded the world and turned everything blue and orange. Color theory has truly run amok.
Pity the humans.
I miss everything about her. I gotta know. Is Melanie in there?
This is war.
There are those of you out there who are kind of looking for something kind of nice and sci-fi here. You may get tricked into watching this movie, but don't fall for it. This is a Stephenie Meyer book turned movie. And much like her previous effort, Twilight, the main character is such a blank slate. In this case, she's actually the host of another organism.
It also kind of looks a little promising, because the director and writer, or at least the guy who converted Stephenie Meyer's book into a screenplay, Andrew Niccol, he has done some pretty compelling sci-fi movies like Gattaca and Simone, In Time. It could be good, but I'm not holding my breath. I'll probably watch this, but...
If you must proceed with caution.
What kind of a row are you trying to cause in my house?
Oh man, look at all those colors.
All those lights?
All the music?
Oh, it just pops out of the screen and fucks you in the eyes.
It is Baz Luhrmann, famous for such movies as Romeo and Juliet and such songs as Always Wear Sunscreen.
Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth.
I guess if I had to say anything to his credit, I do enjoy, classical, big production, cinema.
But on the other hand, this is so green screened. It's so obviously, brightly, in-your-face green screen.
And as far as I've ever been told, The Great Gatsby is a very boring novel.
So boring!
I don't know if these sort of theatrics can say that.
My daddy made me promise I'd never stop defending this city. I'm prepared for anything.
We gotta make this right.
The anticipation's killing me.
What's the verdict?
There's no room for punks in suits. Just real heroes. Who can...
Kick-Ass 2. Looks like a lot of fun. Just as vulgar, just as violent as the original, if not more so.
Henceforth I'll be known as the motherfucker.
Jim Carrey's back. He looks like he's having a lot more fun.
Which
try to have fun.
Ow! Jesus! Yeah, there's a dog on your balls.
Otherwise, what's the point?
A lot more fun anyway than he's been having behind the mask since... If you like comic book movies, but you don't want to get tied down with all the continuity that tends to come with them, this one's going to be for you.
Baby?
Tell the kids I'm coming back. Just, I'm coming back.
World War Z is a movie that's based on a novel by Max Brooks. It's directed by Mark Forrester, who's pretty much all over the place in terms of directing. He did Quantum of Solace, Finding Neverland, a number of different movies.
He's the super adaptoid
of directors. It looks like to me, The Day After Tomorrow with zombies instead of water. I love zombies. I've weathered the zombie storm over the last few years with just saturation of zombies. Zombies are everywhere. People are getting sick of zombies, and I don't blame them, even though I'm still trying to hold out. But this movie really kind of doesn't do anything for me in the trailer. The zombies are shot from far away. They're shown as kind of a tidal wave of zombies, if you will.
Yeah, like a group or hive organism or something. They kind of like move as one thing,
Yeah, and traditionally in a good zombie movie you want tighter shots, indoor shots, more claustrophobic shots to make it scary. This just looks like a disaster movie.
Who can save us?
I am Iron Man.
Honestly, as much as I love him, I hope that this movie is the final nail in the coffin that makes Hollywood give it a break for a while.
Yeah, which is sad because Max Brooks arguably kind of kickstarted the whole zombie reboot. So it's kind of sad to see his novel being that final nail in the coffin.
Horse says you are a spirit walker. A man who has been to the other side and returned. A man who cannot be killed in battle.
Who better to bring something that nobody bothers thinking about back anymore than Gore Verbinski, Jerry Bruckheimer, and Johnny Depp, of course, people who brought us Pirates of the Caribbean, a film based on a theme park ride.
The Lone Ranger has been a Disney property for a very long time, so it isn't something they've annexed over the past few years to turn into a movie property.
Johnny Depp does have some Native American heritage, and he occasionally flaunts it. So, I mean, apparently this is an okay thing, but when I look at Johnny Depp, I don't think Native American actor.
Yeah, and he delivers his lines in that very,
long ago across the great mountain plains.
8 men rode into canyon. I dug 7 graves.
Helena Bonham Carter's there, and we all know that when those two get together, they just have a good old time.
I am starting to think that they're secretly married, and that Tim Burton is. They're all just married together, and.
Johnny's playing you, Tim. He's playing you like a fool. Why do you think you and Helena live in separate houses?
Army Hammer.
We don't even have to do that. That's right. We can do that ourselves. I'm 6'5", 220, and there's 2 of me.
Only playing one role in this movie.
We've been on a lot of adventures together, but it seems like you haven't learned anything. Anything. I'll be in the limo.
Seriously, again?
Hangover 3? Really? Oh, it's part of a trilogy now?
Everything is a trilogy. That's the way you do it.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The second movie seemed kind of superfluous.
Yeah. They're gonna get in some zany situation.
Oh man, they're gonna get blackout drunk and then forget what they did. Oh no, and we'll probably see Ken Jeong's penis again.
No. That'll be a really great celebrity cameo.
Oh man, yay.
Is there anything you would not do for your family?
Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, this movie looks pretty sweet. J.J. Abrams again, so you know there's going to be some sick lens flare.
And if I think anybody can make lens flares gritty and dark, it is J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our new villain in this movie is actually Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays an excellent version of Sherlock Holmes in the show Sherlock. He's an awesome dude. He also did the voice of Smaug in the new Hobbit movie, so there's that.
This is a really good culmination of all the grittiness and darkness and the down notes that this summer is leading up to here. We see the Enterprise fall into the bay. We see explosions. Looks like some people are probably going to die, but if we know anything from Star Trek, none of the principal characters can die in any of the shows. So
yeah,
except Tasha Yar, she got the bone. J.J. Abrams has always kind of had a knack for his productions to have some air of mystery surrounding them, particularly Lost comes to mind. A lot of questions hanging out in the air for fans to be guessing at. In this case, the big question is, who is the villain? At this point, I think the mystery has kind of gotten too big for its own britches. The big rumor everyone keeps saying, even on IMDb, he's still listed as Khan, rumored. If he is Khan, I think it is a huge misstep to make the second movie in the franchise mirror the second movie in the original franchise so directly. Of course, Ricardo Montalban provided a perfect level of menace in The Wrath of Khan.
I shall leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet. Buried alive. Buried alive.
And that was so well done, I'd really hate to see him kind of tread back on that kind of material. So that about wraps it up for this episode of Jake and Trev Review Everything. Those are the trailers we're kind of excited about and not so excited about in some cases. And I think that qualifies as a video out this week.
Oh, absolutely. And according to the rules, you have to give us Josh back, dickheads.
I can't believe you defeated us! How? How did you put out a video this week? Now, according to the rules, we have to give you Josh back, because we always play by the rules!
Peanut butter disaster.